It's Friday the 13th, folks, but this isn't necessarily Jason Voorhees coming at you from Camp Blood. No, not quite. It's Derek Wark, the Big D, CPHS Channel 6 from Memorial Stadium, and Week 3 here for us. Well, Week 2 for us and Week 3 on the season. Port Huron Northern Huskies yet again this week. Lance Creuse comes to town. They are 0-2. Out of the Lancers, they are really shocked to be 0-2 at this point, and really they think they've got the talent at the skill positions. Quarterback Nick Arnold, they've got a good running back, good wideouts on the outside. They don't know why they're 0-2, but they've been blown out the first two games. Good sign for the Huskies. Perhaps coming in it is a good sign for the Huskies, but again, you have to look at it. 0-2, they're hungry. So hungry can be a recipe for success. So you got to stop them, play hard no matter what. Don't treat them like they're 0-2. Treat them like they are 2-0. What quarterback's going to play tonight? Is it going to be Kyle Birch? He sat last week due to concussion symptoms. Mike Poirier, 2 thumbs up for him. His only start, a win. How about it? You can't disrespect winners. You got to go 2 thumbs up, and maybe Mike Poirier will get the start again tonight with his nit and grit. Certainly Damian Heck in the backfield there. Excellent job. They've gone less spread, more power, some read option in the mix to get Hack free, and they sprung him free last week. Huge 95-yard rush touchdown, and again, 2 thumbs up from the Big D. There you have it, folks. Great game plan from the Huskies last week. Solid offensive game plan. We'll see if it can continue tonight as we have week number 3. Huskies come in 1-1. Again, Lance Creuse 0-2. I've got no rabbit's foot for you. I've got no 4-leaf clover for you. But again, luck be a Husky tonight. Derek Wark, CPHS Channel 6. Happy Friday the 13th to you and yours. Week 3 is next.
We'll join a dozen other groups from around the area for the 2013 MSBOA Marching Festival. Please join us at this festival and watch the music in motion. Once again, be sure to purchase your 50/50 tickets. The concession stand is open under the west bleachers. They have hot chocolate, hot coffee.
Perhaps it's appropriate that today is Friday the 13th because the way the Husky D has been playing thus far in 2013, who needs Jason? We could make our own installment of a Friday the 13th movie starring the 11-man Husky defensive unit. After giving up just 1 touchdown 2 weeks ago to Creuse, the Huskies allowed just 2 scores last week to Fraser, proving that you don't need to wear some hacked-up bloodstained goalie mask to get the job done. Tonight, another big Mac Blue contest versus Lance Creuse, a team that dominated the Huskies in Lance Creuse a season ago. Do you believe in bad luck as it applies to this date? Don't walk under ladders. Don't let a black cat cross you. But more importantly, how about this one? Don't let the Husky D face ya. There you go. Derek Wark, the Big D, CPHS Channel 6 from Memorial Stadium. Definitely football weather. It's been raining off and on all day long. I even called Channel 6 a while back and wondered if we're even having this game. But the rain stopped. The field is dry. We're good to go here. And again, good temperatures for football. I believe in making your own luck. That's the way it goes. And I'm sure the Huskies do here tonight too. Facing 0-2, coming into town, Lance Creuse Lancers. Huskies going to kick this one off here in just a moment. So Lance Creuse will start off with the football. Very strong game last week for the Huskies, I thought, from an offensive standpoint. Again, a little bit less spread. They turned to more of a power look, pro set look, stuff like that, springing Damian Heck free. Damian Heck, their first real strong running back, I think, a breakaway style in years here. Not that guys last year, Micah Moore, couldn't do it, but fact is they were smash mouth. Damian Heck looks to me like more the breakaway style back, and they've gone to more of a power offense. Here we go. Friday the 13th, and let's get nasty. Port Huron, Sufis the kick. We are underway right at the 10-line drive, 15-20. Stumbles 25, forward around blockers 30, out past the 30 to the 31-yard line. And the Husky D will start the game. Just 3 starters returning for the Huskies on defense this season. They said it's their team's strength, and certainly I think they've proved it, giving up just 21 points in 2 weeks. Well, they play a 3-4. Adair leads the group up front. Certainly a great game last week, these guys. I said it was the key all along last week, stopping Fraser right in their tracks, and they did that. Depending on if 32 Mike Poirier is going to quarterback tonight, if not, he'll get extensive playing time at linebacker as a very aggressive player back there at the middle linebacker spot. Kane Santo, another good one, number 52. 28, Damian Heck, he leads the way in the back half, the secondary. Again, if he's not at the tailback position, extensive time there as a running back. Here we are, 1st and 10. First play of the game, and it goes for the Lancers. Drive number 1. They send the man in motion. Here's the give, the end around. Good blocking outside. Gets 35. A missed tackle, Huskies. Look out. Past midfield. He's going to go, folks. 15, 10, 5 by. Lance Creuse is on the board. Number 4, Gregory Stubbs. The 5'11 senior. Basically nothing fancy about this. You take the end around, get good blocking around right side. The Huskies had the tackle, but there's proof right there. You have to make the tackle. He was over the tackler and through him before the Huskies even knew what to do, and then nobody waiting for him behind. That, folks, is too easy. That's a simple play call. I get the 6, I get the 7, but I don't get the 40 plus. And that's something certainly the Huskies are going to have to adjust against and do it in a big hurry. Again, I said it as we see the extra point go up and good. If you're 0-2, you come in hungry. But if you're 0-2, the Huskies can somewhat overlook you because, hey, so far you haven't won a game, right? And in the case of the Lancers, not only that, but they've been blown out in their first 2 games. Anchor Bay, one of the teams that really just blew them away. So certainly this is a great thing for them to see. Not so great the Huskies really have got to settle down, but first and foremost, you've got to make your tackles. One play from scrimmage, that is all it took for the Lancers. They go the field. They get the early 7-0 lead. 11 and 38 ticks to go. First quarter, Derek Wark, the Big D, CPHS Channel 6. Memorial Stadium. Great site, and again, great football weather. Temperatures really cooled off, too. 2 days ago, it was 90-plus degrees outside. I woke up this morning, I froze. Yeah. But I don't mind it because with, changing temperatures means football is alive and well. And this time of year, well, it's a holiday for me, basically. It's close to Christmas. It's not quite. As far as sports goes, it's my Christmas. There you go. Football season. Gotta love it. Lancers. We'll see if the Huskies can answer the call on their first drive. Disappointing first defensive stand by the Huskies. 1 play, 6 points. This is not the D we've been so accustomed to seeing in the first 2 weeks. Let's get nasty Port Huron. Here we go. Huskies trying to answer. Lowering their head past the 35 and to the 36, I believe.
On the return, stopped on the play by number 81.
33, Patrick McGuffin on the return as the Husky offense comes out now. Well, the Huskies are 1-1 overall, 1-0 in the MAC Blue, as we're aware. 1-8 overall last year, 1-4 in the MAC Blue. Certainly a disappointing season as far as they're concerned. Last year, coached by Pat Connell, his 4th season, 14-16, his career mark. Very young team, just 7 starters returning in total. First down, looks like it is indeed Mike Poirier back there. Eat alive.
Malcolm Lowe, the ball carrier. Stopped on the play by number 64, Donald Strong.
Thomas Detto, I believe, the carry for the Huskies. Stopped, dropped, good defense, interior line of the Lancers. Brings up second down and 10. 11:09, just started the first quarter of play here. Week number 3, and 7-0 already for the Lancers. Shotgun T-look again now. For the Huskies, 2 wideouts near side and 1 on the far. The 2-back set, the give, hack to the outside, trips up. And that little trip up was the reason why Lancers flooded in there in a quick hurry. 56, Anthony Armstrong with the tackle. If you're going east to west, it is so important that your top speed be right away. Because you're not cutting the ball yet. You're not cutting through the line. You're going to one of the sides. So obviously you want that first step to be a strong either juke or just first move. Get out there and get out there in a hurry before you cut. That's the key because you're losing precious seconds the longer you're going side to side. 3rd down 11, shotgun look, 1 back is Hack. To pass, caught middle, defending the sticks nicely though are the Lancers. They're not going to get it. Complete out to the 41. Mike Poirier makes the reception, but it's not going to be enough. And the Huskies are going to have to punt.
John Rapp on the stop for the Lancers.
I believe Sufis
4th down.
just came across the middle there. Strong defense by the Lancers, though. Well, they were defending the sticks. They let Sufis have a few yards, but not as much as they needed. 4th down and 6 officially. Huskies to punt. Sufis standing at his 25. Looks up. Punts a pretty good one. Good forward spin. Huskies waiting for it. Gets a Lancer bounce. And then a Husky bounce to the 25 officially, and that's where they'll down it. Number 40, good job to down it. Justin Dodge.
Number 40, Justin Dodge.
It's Parents' Night, too, here from Memorial Stadium. Nice to see. And before the game, the parents came out to the field. The players were on the sidelines for the Huskies, and each player was announced. And Coach Connell kind of greeted them, congratulated them, and basically said, glad to be your coach. Now go meet your parents out there at the field. And that's what they did. Nice little ceremony there before the game. Parents' Night, yet again, 2013. The Lance Creuse Lancers, again, they're 0-2, 0-1 in the Mac Blue. They had losses to Anchor Bay, as I said, to start the year. And GPN, Grosse Pointe North, beat them good last week. A Mac Blue contest, 35-14. Second play, Nick Arnold outside. Lots of daylight again. They're going to stay to the right side. Gets through again. Wow, there's just too much yardage here on the outside. That's way too much. That is 2 plays and over 60 yards of offense on basic play calls. So perhaps they've done their homework here. Fraser last week, perhaps too much in the center to center, the north-south kind of running. Lancers testing the Huskies' defense on east to west, and so far, it certainly is working. This is not the defensive start that Coach Connell wanted. Go figure. Last season, Lance Creuse, 5-4 overall, but just 2-3 in the Mac Blue. So they were 3-1 outside their division, and that basically says it all right there, why they were 5-4. A good Mac Blue team for the most part over the years, Lance Creuse. And here they go again, first down, option pitch. Good defense this time. Huskies waiting for him left side. So there might be a weakness on the right, but certainly Huskies demonstrating there might not be one on the left side of the offense and right side of the defense. The Santo Claus right there with the tackle. And that brings up second down. Looks like 11. They lost 1 on that play. Good defense by the Huskies. One reason that was good D2, or one of the other reasons why it was, it's an option pitch. One of the initial defenders for the Huskies fell down right side, and they still had men in numbers to make that play. So they were more than ready for that one. Looks like an I formation, perhaps. No, instead looks like they're going shotgun here. One blocking back, and one back lines up behind Arnold. Looks like a load at that on second down 11. Right at midfield, Arnold the handoff. Tripped up, spin move. Well, that's again, you've got to make tackles. They're not doing it. 25 down, 20 and 19. First down, Lancers again. 44, big Elijah Richardson. And when I say big, folks, I mean it. 6'2", 250-pound junior. Yeah, folks, he's still growing. There you go. They had him as he was spinning there. He wasn't spinning because he was doing a move. He was spinning because the Huskies had him for the tackle. Look. Then you're standing around, you're watching. You can't do that. Even if you think he's down, give them help. Go make a half tackle if you can. These Lancers came to play tonight, obviously. 0-2, again, very hungry. They want the win. They do not want to go 0-3, and so far, they absolutely own this game. Play action, Arnold. That's a side pitch. That could be a forward pitch. They're saying the ball is down.
Fumble on the play covered by the Lancers.
A forward pitch, I think it may be incomplete. Did he pitch it from the side or behind him, or was that forward? Look out if that was forward. That's very dangerous. Actually, if it's behind him, we'll see here right now. Arnold, just as he's going down here, he elects to, well, it was a side pitch. I don't think it was forward, fortunately for him. In that situation, if you pitch behind, obviously live football anywhere, if you're Arnold there and you see it incomplete like that, you hope it's forward. But that's one of those ones on the option. Sometimes you've just got to get down. That's all there is to it. Very lucky there. Huskies needed a break there. They didn't get it. Second down and 6. Shotgun look again. Nick Arnold. Not the biggest as far as quarterbacks go. 5'6", but he's doing the job here. Airs this one out. Perfect spiral end zone corner. Caught. Touchdown, Lancers. That is pretty. I'm sorry, that is nice. 25, Trevin Boswell. That is an absolute perfectly thrown ball by Nick Arnold. You can't do it any better than that. Perfect tight spiral in the air, plenty of time. And this Boswell easily shook the Huskies defense. Well, the Huskies have got their work cut out for them. They really do here. Extra point, up, it's blocked. So the Huskies something to cheer for, but wait a minute. If this is against the Huskies, this could be a personal foul. I think that's tacked on the kickoff is what that would be, but we'll have to wait and see here. Could be roughing the kicker here, could be running into him, could be a number of things. We'll see. Referee is talking to Lance Creuse, which is a sign. It is going to be against the Huskies. So they'll kick it again here. Assess then, I believe, then on the kickoff. Extra point try again to try and make it a 14-0 game. Could be the big reason why it was blocked there. He got in awfully quick to block it. Placed down again. Arnold does a good job. After throwing the TD, Arnold spots the kicker, number 10, Andrew Cordamonche, and there you see 14-0 Lancers. 6:45 to go in the first quarter. Derek Wark, Big D. Being big, it's a state of mind, folks. CPHS, Channel 6. Well, there's Coach Connell, and he cannot be happy. Not just because he's staring at 75, he's my guy, but he can't be real happy. The fact that he's not her guy, but no, the fact that his team's down 14-0. That's a great pass. Look at that. The concern there, though, if you're Coach Connell, he's breaking two defenders there, and they are probably 5 steps each from him. Wide open, Boswell got it. Again, they felt like they had more talent a year ago, this Lancer team. They are no pushover, despite being 0-2. 5-4, they felt last year just wasn't good enough for them. 3-1 outside their division, they just didn't win their divisional games, and that's the big reason why they did not make the playoffs. But they definitely think 0-2 is not acceptable, and I can't blame them one bit, especially seeing what we just did. Their team strength on offense actually listed as speed. That's what Coach Connell at least was quoted as saying this week as his biggest concern is these Lancers. The kickoff, taken 15, downed 19. 3 the return, Martindale, but he's tripped up hard. And the Lancers, a good job on special teams and a good job, period, for them thus far. 6:40 to go in the first. And they lead 14-0. Husky Dogs are out again tonight. That's 2 weeks in a row for them. Maybe they come every week now. There's a gentleman who doesn't really like the start his team has had. He wants them to play more like Husky Dogs and less like pups, but we'll see. The game is young, of course. This is 4 in there right now. Kyle Birch, so they've gone back to him. Passing the flat, number 2, Austin Thompson gets out to the 30, close to a first down, and that's more like it.
Stopped on the play by number 6, Max Cook.
That play is only as good as how fast the defense adjusts to it. Quick little out in the flat, nobody there. That's yardage every time. The good news for the defense when you see a play like that, though, it's easily adjustable. You can easily adjust to that one. And seldom do you get beat 2 plays in a row on such a play like that. Well, seldom does an offense run it, right? Offensively, we'll talk about the Huskies here in just a moment on this 1st and 10. Bad snap. Birch just has to fall on it down at the 22. This, folks, is not the same Husky team that I saw last week. They look intimidated. The errors are back. I mean, I thought they cleaned up these turnovers or turnover opportunities for other teams from a season ago. This does not look very good right now. Good thing is for them, they've got another 3 quarters to correct it. So it is early. And if this does happen, well, you don't like it to ever happen, but certainly if you're going to let it happen, early is the key. Again, 4 starters returned on offense, but 3 of them offensive linemen. 71 Fox Breyer, 77 Jacobs, who had a great super-duper slow-mo interception last week, and also 72 Vass Binder on the offensive line. This one a pass to Sufis across the field. 30, now 35, and down, lowers his head, possibly 36. And that is a good gain coming off the loss in yardage on the first down, and that's going to bring up third down and short. So Sufis getting a lot of that back. Nothing fancy again. These are simple outs. The Huskies are running, but good way to get yardage back. And I think you're going to see the Lancers again running in more of a prevent defense look. Well, the formations really depend on who the quarterback is in this offense. Merchant ran the full-out spread. As mentioned, Kyle Birch, number 4, he'll throw a bit more as well. And last week's quarterback, Mike Poirier, did everything from pro set to read option. Back to pass, third down now. Rollout, Kyle Birch going to keep it, lowers his head, gets to the 39, very close to the first down, but I don't think he's got it. That's going to bring up fourth down, and it looks like 1. If you're a coach, you hate to see your quarterback do that. Lowering your head and diving head first. Quarterbacks often slide, but if you're a brand new quarterback, you do have a tendency to not slide. You have a tendency to say, hey, I'm just going to duck. I'm feeling invincible. I'm going to get that extra yard. You admire the effort, but you want these guys healthy at the end of the year. Holding Huskies anyway, that's going to come back, so that dive head first by Birch a moment ago, all for nothing. If the quarterback is Poirier, obviously, you expect grit, toughness. Might not be the prettiest, but as demonstrated last week, Poirier is a senior leader who flat out finds ways to get the job done. If the QB is Birch like it is now, expect a similar learn as you grow type of thing as we saw with Merchant last year. Lots of passing, setting him up for his possible senior season next year. Third down and 19. Birch batted down, incomplete, bringing up fourth down. Strong pass rush by the Lancers when they needed it the most. 81, Nick Humphreys got in the offensive backfield and batted that one down. It's now going to be fourth down and lots of yards to go. The Huskies are going to have to punt. Good field position coming here for the Lancers. I don't remember the last time I said this, but it's more than welcome, really. I mean, last week the Huskies, tremendous production from the running back position in Damian Heck, number 28. This was really a nice surprise. Slippery and in and out type of runner, a threat to break the odd one. Not a real great start for him or his Huskies here tonight, but certainly Heck, the game of his life last week, 165 rushing yards. And of course that big one, that long scamper for 95 plus. Big touchdown that really, the Huskies didn't really look back from last week. But it looks like a tough start for him and the entire Husky rushing game thus far. Lancers doing a good job. They're doing a good job up front too. The sun is blaring down on the Big D right now. Not a good spot to be in this booth right now. Here's the punt. Good roll, 40, 38, and 37, maybe 36. 6 downs at Robert Lane. Excellent job there by Sufis, who made the best out of a tough spot to punt from on the football field. Still pretty decent field position for the Lancers to come out and begin their third drive of the night, but pretty good job by Sufis considering. 2 thumbs up for good special teams play so far for the Huskies. Sufis, excellent threat outside. We saw him a moment ago. Very dangerous, and he can break the big play at any moment. The big key for Sufis, and I said it last week, is to just get him the ball. Number 2, Thompson, who was outstanding a week ago. Martindale, number 3, the other wideouts, and believe me, there is talent on the outside of this offense. The key is getting these guys the football. First and 10. 3:59 to go in the first. Again, 14-0. To pass, Arnold just throws it away. And he had to throw it away because of the pass rush from the beast, Brandon Adair. Mr. Strongman competition himself right there, Adair, who also was very strong a week ago. Well, the offense listed as their team strength. I said it, Coach Connell, most concerned about strength, the speed on this team. Led by quarterback Nick Arnold, been great so far, number 2. They expect big things from him this year, despite the 0-2 record. Tailback, we saw him, 44, big Elijah Richardson. He had that early big scamper. Here they go this time, Richardson the carry, actually. It's hard to down him. It's going to take 7 of them, 8 of them. He runs like perhaps the bear would. This big Elijah Richardson, look at him. 250 pounds. They don't down him. 7 of them just push him back and forward momentum. That brings up 3rd down. Up front, leading blocking, 78 is Chase Deal. How you doing, folks? Derek Wark again, the big D, and that's the bear. And do you see the sun? I like it when the sun goes down from here, but yeah, that gives you an idea of the glare right there. And the bear here did not finish his pizza, and that's not allowed either. So consider that a reminder, buddy. Anyway, we'll talk more as this game ends. I'm glad you got the close-up. Don't worry, I wouldn't dare eat it on you. Time out on the field, so we'll talk a bit about this game the way it starts. Early right side of the offense, and really the not the Big Reds, I almost caught myself, the Huskies, not really adjusting around the right side, not really making the tackles when they had the chance to make the tackles. These guys, and I called it beginning of the broadcast, if you have skill at skill player positions, these guys can hurt you. That's why you've got to make tackles when you have the chance to. Moving the ball again, the Huskies haven't done much offensively, but nice to see Kyle Birch's back. And if nothing else, on-the-job training again like we saw Merchant last year. And what more can you say? So far, not a good start, but it's early, 14-0 Lancers. I don't know, Bear. That's cold pizza. The best. I don't know about that. Steak and pizza, the only things that probably are decent cold. That's it. I won't eat nothing else. I'm sure you're thrilled to death to hear that as the Bear leaves. Here we go. Coming off that timeout, 3rd down and 12. Shotgun look, play action. QB rollout on the spin. Arnold avoids the pass rush, then overthrows intended receiver there. I believe it's number 40. And I think we're going to have to call him Mr. X, maybe number 6. Max Cook intended there. It's an excellent athletic play first and foremost by number 2, Nick Arnold there. Great presence of mind there because the pass rush from the Huskies was coming. There you see Arnold does a backspin, gets open that way. QB keeper outside, not really a bootleg play, but made it look like that after the strong Husky pass rush. So I just called it. Defense got to settle down a bit. They've got to step up. So far, so good. Should also mention, too, on the outside, number 4, Greg Stubbs, and number 25, the gentleman with the touchdown tonight, Trevin Boswell. Well, this kick was blocked. Huskies are going to get it right there. Unless they had possession and then fumbled. Lancers come up with the ball. Do you know what, though? They got away with a personal foul there. Here's a flag, and they might have called it on the Huskies afterwards. There was a personal foul there, and I thought they called it, but they didn't. It looked as if, I think, big Elijah Richardson smashed a Husky across the face before they came up with that ball. The question here is there some kind of ball advancement rule? We'll have to wait and see. Clearly they blocked the kick, and then who recovered it, right? Even still, though, then your argument, well, is it a first down, even if they did? We'll have to wait and see. Flags all over the place. The late flag, though, thrown, that might be an unsportsmanlike penalty for the Huskies. That would not negate the play because it's afterward. There you see, it's blocked. Lancer's touching it. There you see, that's a smash to the head. Did he use his arm there and smash him? He might have lowered his shoulder, but if he used his hand in any way to go across the face, that's a personal foul. I don't know. Huskies are clapping. Coach Connell is getting an explanation here. He's not the happiest, certainly, about the way this game has started. While they're calling it a penalty now on Lance Creuse, they might have called that what I'm talking about there. Possibly unnecessary roughness. They're still talking, and it's taken all the officials here. What a huge play in the early going. Again, the punt was blocked. Lancers ended up bottom of the pile. They jumped on it. 5, I believe, was the Husky Vincent Hall. He got it and then was absolutely floored. Now watch 44 here, big Elijah Richardson. It looks like he threw a punch. It does. It looks like he was in the motion of throwing a punch.
For your convenience, the concession
That, folks, is a personal foul. It doesn't really hurt, mind you, but you still can't do that. That's a personal foul.
Also purchase your 50/50 tickets.
So that's a personal foul that would matter because it directly affected the outcome of the play. So now they're explaining it to Lance Creuse. I'm unsure of the call, but excellent job by the Husky special teams. Really the only thing right now. We saw a moment ago the punt was Sufis, a great one. The only thing keeping the Huskies in this game, really. Well, they're calling it now against the Huskies, I believe, unsportsmanlike. But they missed that call. They really did. That's a personal foul. If anything, then they would offset. You just don't do that. Well, Huskies are going to have the football, though. So the unsportsmanlike came after the play. They say Huskies got the ball back after the block punt. So despite the fact the Lancers came up with it, that was reversed. Obviously, the Huskies have the football. So then from there, they get the unsportsmanlike penalty tacked on afterward.
Lance Creuse.
So that's a penalty, too, there against Lance Creuse. So that's half the distance. That's going to bring up 1st down and 5. So after all that, the Huskies have the ball, and that's the important thing. The unsportsmanlike penalty coming after the play. And I'll call it what it was, a missed call, let's face it. They should have offset, they didn't, because I believe that was a smash across the face. Anyway, shotgun look. Can the Huskies get on the scoreboard? That's an offside again by the Lancers. So thank you very much. Encroachment defense, absolutely. It's going to be 1st down Huskies. This will never put you to sleep. Jumping offside never does. But if you're going to do it, at least when you're up 14, you can. There's the Ox. And he's kind of got that jacket covering up the Ox symbol on that legendary, I call it a legendary shirt. There it is. Yes, you can see there's the close-up. The Ox. There's the running of the bulls in some countries. Channel 6, there's the running of the Ox. And he's going to do it at halftime because he's got to cross the field. We're getting the halftime celebration in from the other side, apparently. That, folks, will be the running of the Ox. And this is the running of the 12, Andrew Sufis. I believe it's going to be pass interference from the backside. Either way, Huskies will just decline that and take the 1st down right at the 20. Sufis on the run had him beat. 1st down, Huskies. Again, they've got talent to the outside. It's no big secret. Get them the ball. By the way, this Kyle Birch, I'm sorry, but he can throw the football. He's got a better, more aggressive arm than I thought he did. I mean, I read 7-0 against Creuse Lex, and I was thinking, well, obviously on-the-job training, just a junior, he's got lots to learn. He looks pretty good in this game right now. 1st down, Birch the keeper. Hits his own man, the right tackle, hard, and then push forward.
Birch the ball carrier.
Depending on forward momentum, I think he just did avoid the sack. Quarterbacks, if you're in the middle of a pile there, not really call it a pile-on, but skirmish, if you will. Referees have a tendency to blow that whistle a little bit earlier because it's the QB. And as a head coach, you don't like to see the fact that the Lancers down Birch there. You want just the forward momentum. Keep him up, keep him upright. They say he gained 2, and I don't know how. 2nd down and 8 as he hit his own blocker. Man, that son is a killer. To pass, Birch, outside, post pattern. Airs it up, jumps up, makes the catch, number 3, Aaron Martindale. Oh, that is beautiful. It's not the best pass. It's a lob ball. It's a post pattern. And I'm not even sure if maybe that post was designed to get into the end zone. But Martindale made an excellent adjustment and proved again what I've been saying. Good talent to the outside. Use these guys. They can flat out play. Well, that's timing. It's timing. It depends if the corner jumps before you do. That's a good job. 1st and goal. Huskies moving the football now. Gotta love it. Give, heck, in, yes, touchdown, Huskies. Well, so far in the first quarter, they've seldom used 28 Damian Heck. But after last week's explosion, I'll call it as it is, absolute explosion, you got to give him the ball eventually. I tell you something, that was an excellent drive for the Huskies because they answered questions. They didn't come out with a very good effort, let's face it. But there on that drive, they proved they've got the offense to battle back. And I'll tell you, Birch looks very impressive right now. Sufis, it's up, it's good. I was thinking we'd see the same type of thing. Mike Poirier in there. Toughness, grit, hard-nosed. Instead, we see the passing of Birch, the story so far, trying to get the Huskies back into it. And don't look now, they are down one possession, 14-7, with 1:22 left in the first. As there you see Coach Connell trying to coach up the offensive lineman there. And one of our men down there, far left end zone. He's so far away, it seems. Barely get him even in the shot. That's Paul Campow, I believe, down there to the left. And that is way left. He looks like he's about 10 miles away from that shot a minute ago. There you see the band. And there's a kid doing some kind of a dance. The Big D will not be trying that dance either, if you're wondering. Finally, the sun is going down, and I like when that happens. This happens for the first half an hour at every game in September. The sun is right on me. Once it goes down, though, perfect. The pack down there chanting white stripes by Seven Nation Army. I was at the Notre Dame-Michigan game last week, and that's all they were chanting for 4 quarters solid. Thank you, big fella in the truck, for that ticket. Last week, great stuff, buddy, great stuff. Kickoff here, let's get nasty Port Huron. The quarterback, actually, Nick Arnold, the return man, gets it up to the 34. Pretty good job, and that's where the Lancers will begin their next drive. Still, a minute 14 to go in the first. Well, you gotta like what you see out of this guy, Heck. I was gonna say actually out of this Nick Arnold, but yeah, Heck too. Or is it Hack? I like calling him Hack because then I can say the Hack attack is back, Jack. But if it's Heck, just like I wrote about at bigdsports.info, I can say, heck of a game. Indeed it was. And I wrote about it, my blog, bigdsports.info, and I will write about this one too, because I'm that kind of guy. How about it? It's how I see these games. Why not? From the announcer's perspective at bigdsports.info. Arnold, up the middle, now chooses to go to the right side. A whole horde of Husky tacklers. You name them. 72, Vastbinder. 12 as well, Andrew Sufis, one of the team captains. But a flag was thrown way back at the 33, so we'll see what this is all about. Well, on another note, I do want to say this. Congratulations to Bryce Van Horn, ex-Husky. Did you read about this? Excellent football player here last year as a junior. He apparently has made the Port Huron Fighting Falcons Hockey Club, which is the reason we don't see him here. As if this Husky team could afford that already with the loss of Merchant. But you know what? It's hard to not feel happy for Van Horn. As great of a player as he was last season, and they could use him. Excellent slot player, great secondaryman. But instead, he's made the Fighting Falcons, which means he can't play here. But still, Bryce Van Horn, congratulations. This is an excellent open field tackle. Huskies get up with the football. Look out. End zone. What are they calling here? Well, the crowd is not reacting, so they're going to call him down. That is a great open field tackle, though, by 32. Speak of the devil, Mike Poirier. Well, you've got to really credit the Husky D, because they've stepped up and they've rebounded from their miserable start, let's face it. Those 2 plays to the right side, nothing special about them. This Nicholas Arnold, he's an athlete, okay? That question has been answered. Timeout, by the way, on the football field. Oh, no, that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So after one complete here, an early start that was great for the Lancers, not so much for the Huskies. but they battled back nicely, and it looks like they're going to be a major player in this game yet, particularly the way Birch just moved the offense. Lancers 14, Huskies 7 after 1. Derek Wark, Big D, CPHS Channel 6. Ed Sinek playing some funky music here at the break. Back in a moment. The Lancers came to play tonight, and I expected them to do so. I mean, they were 0-2 coming in. They certainly don't want to go 0-3, and they started off with a bang, an early 14. Since then, the Huskies have answered with a touchdown of their own. Great one-handed grab here at the 40. It's a foot race now. The 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown. What a great grab, one-handed, 25, Trevin Boswell. The Husky corner gives up on it. And really, you know why he did? Because he was thinking, there's no way he's going to catch that ball. A one-arm grab by Boswell right when I say the Lancers came to play tonight. Wow, that's the second TD from 25 tonight. Goodness gracious. That's highlight all day long, baby. TSN Turning Point, ESPN Sports Center Play of the Day, whatever you want to call it. At the high school level, there's one. Wow. I listed him as a player to watch. Excellent catch. And the first thing you think about when you see a catch, a wide out make a reception like that is concentration. You have to make a note of him concentrating on the football, especially on a deep ball like that. It was absolutely gunned by Arnold, and at first when you thought, Huskies, good defense in front of Boswell. There you see him a minute ago. It's actually a play fake left. They go right. Look at this throw, though. Wow, that's a nice grab. It really is. 3 Martindale might want to get a little closer there on his defense, but you know what? That's just a good play. You can't really fault him because if it takes a tremendous play like that to beat you by that gentleman right there, Boswell, so far clearly the star of this game. 2 touchdowns, 1 dazzling one, and that was so dazzling, it's just dazzling enough to make that gentleman right there wave to us. The Bloodhound, Chris Orell, just washed his jacket yesterday, apparently. The Bear and the Bloodhound up on the roof. Again, apparently they're going to cross tonight and try and set up across the field to get the Husky halftime show on their side for a change, so that's nice to see. And that will be the running of the Ox. There you go. Huskies, again, they've got to settle down. If it's going to be a shootout, Birch has already proven he can get the ball outside to these guys, then make it a shootout. You're paying for the fact those 2 easy early touchdowns and then 1 dazzling one. But you're paying for the fact that it was 14-0 early. So if it has to be a shootout, absolutely go right after him, Birch and company. Let's get nasty Port Huron. Kickoff on the bounce. That one just going to go in the end zone. And Martindale just watches it. So the Huskies to start at 1st and 10 from the 20 when play resumes. 11:44. Second quarter just started. Derek Wark, the Big D, CPHS Channel 6. And there's a scene that would make even Chuck Gatica proud.
Huskies are their own 20-yard line.
It rained all day long. All morning long I get up, my backyard's flooded. I called up Channel 6. I was concerned. Is the Big D going to do the game tonight, folks? No answer. I guess that means yes, you are, Big D. Now get up here. Birch to pass, middle, caught. 2, Thompson down.
Pass complete to Austin Thompson.
Again, with the right quarterback,
Anthony Armstrong.
a spread offense can truly work. But 32 Mike Poirier last week. Absolutely, the spread isn't really his offense. So they did more pro set looks and more blocking dependent plays on the offensive line. It worked. They got out with a 26-14 win. That's not going to work tonight. And Huskies now spreading the ball out with Birch now. Run and shoot look this time. 3 this side, 1 far side. The play fake. Lancers bought it big time. Birch. If they can get the block from Martindale and Thompson. Birch outside. You could almost even argue a tackle late. All kinds of yardage. That, folks, right there is telltale what play-action football does for a football team. I don't know if we'll see the replay or not, but the whole defense of the Lancers completely bought that play fake. Kyle Birch, not the fastest guy in the world. There you see, 81. I don't even know what he's doing. Picture perfect, but all these yardage are because they're adjusting late to this football. Good job. Heads up run by Birch. Again, concussion-like symptoms the first week. So it's nice to see him back out there again, learning his way as a quarterback. Immediate give, 1, maybe 2. Up, down. 56 among tacklers, Anthony Armstrong, or at least the half tackle for the Lancers. There was a ton of them there. 64 as well, Donald Strong. And that brings up second down. Well, Kyle Birch was cleared for light contact practicing, so he took light reps with the offense for the first time on Tuesday. But right up until today, apparently, Coach Connell wasn't telling anyone what his decision was going to be. EBW.TV girl, Shelly Sinek down there. /CPHS Channel 6. /EBW.TV. So you could really call her the slasher. On Friday the 13th, there you go. To pass, Birch again, outside, good hands. Caught 45, down 45. Tanton Elliott. Well, it's a hands play, really. Hit him, designed to go right down. And he immediately checks out, so he got a catch. Nice to see Tanton Elliott get a catch. And a big, big play here for the Husky offense, knowing the Husky D has not stopped the Lancers. The big play for the Lancers has done in the Huskies. Well, now this offense has to recognize that. Mike Poirier is actually checked in as a tailback behind Birch this time. And they go with the 4 wide look again. Sufis all alone near side. That's movement all over the place. It looked like Sufis almost flinched before the line moved. So they weren't really clear on that snap count. I guarantee it from the get-go. So it's 3rd down and long now. Huskies continuing to shoot themselves in the foot. But again, the decision was not made whether or not Birch was going to play in this game until I believe they just made the decision in the first quarter. Because again, Poirier started the game. He wasn't in there for long. Birch went in, started doing some magic and converting some plays. Lancers showing blitz. Here comes the pass rush, and they don't pick up the blitz. Straight through, sack 25. Lancers number 22, Robert Kurtz. Huskies going to have to punt again. This here is what happens when your center and your guards leave you from interior blocks. You just don't pick up the blitz. You completely leave the area. And then it's suicide on Birch right there. It's happy hunting at that point. But yeah, guard center, they were blocking on angles there. They weren't blocking up the middle because the blitz came up the middle and they were free, untouched. 2 of them. And if you see one of them, that's one too many, but two of them on Birch. It's actually offside Lancers here, but it doesn't matter. If anything, they've got a few more offsides to give before Huskies can even come close to getting a first down. Officially, I believe, 4th down and 11 now. So still the Huskies, they're going to punt again, just 5 yards better. Well, Huskies lost this game a season ago, 47-7, the game in Lance Creuse. We talked about last week how maybe the Huskies own Fraser. Lance Creuse might just own the Huskies. Another pretty decent punt by Sufis. Wait a minute, the Lancers touched the ball. They touched the ball. That's an error big time there. Huskies jump on it and say thank you very much. I have no idea why. I don't understand that at all. The only thing I can think of is the Lancers and the Huskies were taunting each other, and the Lancer player just thought the ball was downed. He must have thought it was already down laying there. First and foremost, they almost blocked that punt. Here you see it. They're just watching. Here you see they touch it. I don't understand why you would do that. I am puzzled, folks. Absolutely puzzled. The Big D is not a genius by any means. But, not too many things in this game puzzle me. I'm shaking my head on that one. I don't understand. Unless the player just, again, they were taunting each other. He figured, well, the referee had blown the whistle. I think it's down. The only reason for touching that ball there. Okay. You know what the good thing is about high school football at this level? Just when I think I haven't seen it all yet, or I have, I see something like that, and I go, there's still things to see in this game. Shotgun look, airing it out outside, but clearly Sufis and Birch were not on the same page on that play call. Birch expected Sufis to run a pass route there. You can tell he wasn't thinking of that because he was in a blocking setup. He tried to block. Future Husky right there. Look at how tiny he is. You know he's tiny because that end zone marker there, that pylon, up to his knee. Few years yet before he becomes a Husky, obviously. Needs a bit more size. Well, don't we all? Big D, Derek Wark, CPHS. Channel 6, how are you tonight, folks? Week 3, week 2 for us. Of course, week 1, both Huskies and Big Reds were on the road. Birch, rollout. Sacked. 45.
Birch with the ball.
Basically, if you choose to not honor pocket passing and the pocket being set up for you by the lineman, then you're rolling out, whether the play calls for it or not. There, Birch ran into the line. The penetration was too strong. He ran right into the pass rush. Right, Mr. Campow? Paul? Mr.? When you're that big, yet that far away, they still call you Mr. There you go. Under 6 to go in the second. The punt. Sufis. That's running into the kicker, and they get the call. 1st and 10 Huskies, folks. It doesn't matter where that ball ends up there. That is 1st down Northern. They just ran into Sufis. Simple as that. And they had time to let up, and they didn't. Brandon McKinney. You talk about some stupid plays by the Lancers. And both on special teams. They're just, it almost seems like they want this game to be close for the challenge. I don't understand it. And the reason you have to call that is because it doesn't look like he's still in the process of trying to stop. It almost looked like an afterthought. Okay, I'll go run into the kicker now. That is an obvious call there. That's 15 yards and a 1st down automatic, no doubt. So Birch now comes back out again. For the second straight time, the Huskies have new life in the last, minute and a half to 2 minutes. Referees discussing here what to do. But yeah, again, last season's game, 47-7. Northern apparently had Lance Creuse at the same time a season ago. And strangely enough, the schedule was set up exactly the same way. They were coming off the Fraser win. But then, something just happened. And no, that wasn't on Friday the 13th, but you'd think with the losing streak, wow, you'd think maybe that year should have been Friday the 13th instead of this year. But the Fraser win, and then the Huskies lost 7 straight games. They became a 1-8 football team. And that game against the Lancers, that 47-7 game, it sent them in a downward spiral that really they didn't overcome. Officials here still kind of talking about things, trying to yell over at Coach Connell. Now he's going to have to go over and physically explain it to him by the looks of things. Well, they're moving it back. I think it was 10 yards instead of 5. Still going to be first down, but different spot on the football field here for Birch and company to work with. So after the running into the kicker, 1st and 10. Outside in the flat. Nobody there to defend the flat. This is more than the first time they have caught the Lancers on that one this game. Inside the 15 to the 14. Catch made by 2, Austin Thompson. And a flag down on the field again. Thrown right at the Lancers, which is a pretty good sign. We know who that's on. Here you see they're just not defending that. Austin Thompson. I tell you, a play in the flat like that is so simple to do. If they refuse to defend it, keep doing it. It's risky to keep doing it, I know, because as I said earlier, it's a pretty basic play to adjust to defensively. But we'll watch for that play because I guarantee you the Huskies, a little bit later on, they'll go to it again. Why wouldn't you? You keep doing things that work. Maybe not in order, in a row, but you do. You keep doing things like that if they won't defend it. Here we go. Well, it was a penalty against the Lancers. Automatic first down, so again, 1st and 10 now. Ball at the 15. Birch looking. Good pass rush again. Birch tries to avoid. Now throws. Complete 20. Lowers his head, tries 15, depending on where his knee was. I think 17, and if that's the case, it's a good completion, but it's a loss of yardage. Again, that is what a pass rush does for a football team. And make no mistake about it. I said it was so important a week ago how well the Huskies did up front against Fraser. Right now, the Lancers are owning the fronts. They are owning the line of scrimmage. And that would explain 21-7 and that play right there, why the loss of 2 yards officially, and it becomes 2nd and 12. Again, the scoreboard, despite it being new, still does not have the yard marker on it. So it's always 2nd down, 12 to go on blank. That's all it shows. But I do like that new scoreboard. Besides that, I will say it. Awesome job. Birch to pass from shotgun. Dangerous throw. They try to set up a screen. Develops late to Poirier. That's only back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a gain of 2, but 3rd down and 10. Again, there you see it. Pass rush again. Because if you can get pass rush before he can even throw the screen pass, that's doing it. Well, he play faked. He actually had time to set that up. It developed too late. He's from shotgun there, so he had time to make that happen. He pump fake, which tells you when he threw it, he didn't want to throw it then. He wanted to throw it a lot earlier. So now it's 3rd and 10. Under 4 to go in the second. Derek Wark, the Big D. CPHS Channel 6, where being big is always a state of mind. Birch again, looking the other way this time. Screen again. This time, it's a throwback screen. Hack can walk into the end zone, but a flag first, and we will see. It's gutsy to call a screen immediately after a screen. But you talk about setting it up correctly. This was perfect. Heck gets the ball, open field, 3 blockers ahead of him, no Lancers. That spells doom. And you don't always see a screen called in the red zone. Connell went back to it. There you see, look at that. 5 pass rushers, leaving Heck alone to fend with his blocking. Well, 71 there. Justin Fox Breyer. Did he maybe get called for a block in the back there?
Purchase your 50/50 tickets.
We've got an injury on the field, so we've got a timeout here with 3:32 to go in the first half. Again, Big D, Derek Wark, CPHS, Channel 6, the Port Huron Area School District television station. Well, we don't see Vass Binder there. We see Heck on the screen, and top of your screen, was it a block in the back? You can't tell on that angle because you don't know where the defender was in terms of Vass Binder. Was he behind him? There's a shot of me. And there's the Ox over there. And he's a legend. In his own mind only, perhaps, but he's still a legend. And he's a big guy there, too. So it's not hard to see him in the shot. Big Michigan fan, and a good Michigan fan, too. And he's over there. Yeah, there you go. As if you didn't know that. So here we go. Huge play. 3rd down and 10. I think they're just doing the down over again. To pass again. Birch, middle. No. It's a heck of an effort. It really is. But Birch just led Sufis a little too much, and it's going to bring up 4th down. The big shame about that, as we see the bear. Well, there's no shame in seeing the bear, ever. He's always smiling. The big shame in that, again, though, gets back to the play before it, a perfectly set up screen that clearly had the Lancers going. Field goal. It's up. Did Sufis nail it from 37? He did. So Sufis, a week ago, proved that field goal kicking, and just kicking in general, is never easy at any level. But you can see he's starting to get better at it, and nicely done. From 37, Andrew Sufis, it's good. So if nothing else, Huskies walk away with some points. Now it's a matter of playing some defense because you're still down 2 possessions no matter how you look at this. Well, Coach Connell claimed this week that he had his team out last Saturday morning, the morning after their big Fraser win, beginning preparation for the Lancers to avoid this streak, I said, of 7 in a row last season, from hopefully making sure that doesn't happen again. So far, it doesn't look too promising they're going to win this one, but they've got plenty of football left to still play. And I'll tell you something. The way this quarter has been played by the Lancers, particularly on special teams, wow. Anything goes if you're going to play special teams like that. So Sufis, to kick it back to them. Again, I will talk about this game as I talk about all the games at bigdsports.info. I said last week it was a heck of a game. Not just because it was a heck of a game, because Damian Heck made it a heck of a game. 165 rushing, 2 touchdowns. He was the star. Here's Sufis. Speaking of stars, let's get nasty. Port Huron tries the squib kick, thinking it might fool the Lancers, and then they bury him. 33. Patrick McGuffin laying the smackdown. There you go. And Miss Bitzinger, who apparently has a cold this evening. The girl they call the keg. Well, she's not there tonight. Not because of too much keg, no. But she told me last week, she said, Big D, watch this McGuffin. He can really play. And you know what? I said it last week too. She couldn't be more correct in saying that. So there you go. Great scouting report, Miss Bitzinger, and get well soon Shelly Sinek actually the one who telling me she was sick. This is Richardson. Look at him rumble. Jerome Bettis style. They finally get him out of bounds. They can't down him. Look at the yardage.
Richardson, the ball carrier.
Big, rumbling, tumbling loads like that. They're fun to watch. They are. Look at the blocking first and foremost. That's a great job. He had the hole between tackle and guard, and then it's a matter of pushing him out of bounds. Look at that. They try and wrap him, but they can't because he's just too big. Shoulder to shoulder, he's enormous. I said it before, 250, but you know what? I think he's bigger than that. They list him at 6'2", 250. He could be about 260, 265. What a load and a great job, 44, Richardson. Timeout on the field, 3:12 to go in this second. Derek Work, Big D, CPHS, Channel 6. Well, as mentioned, the Lancers currently 0-2, as earlier stated, and in those two games, really, they've been outscored by a ton, 62-28. This does not look like a team that has been outscored 62-28 in two games. Has it, folks? Anchor Bay was one of their losses. Grosse Pointe North, the other one. Are those two teams just dynamite? Or have the Lancers just kind of made it a habit tonight of saying, we're not going to get beat? That's all there is to it. Northern, by the way, in their 2 weeks, 26 points scored versus 21 given up. Not too bad. Of course, that first week says it all, the 7-0 loss in Creuse. Tough one to swallow there. Of course, we had Kyle Birch on the job training, and here we go. 3:12 left. Very, very big defensive stand here by the Huskies. Can they stop them? We'll see. Shotgun look. Nicholas Arnold. Good pass rush. Gets to the outside. They get there, and they get the sack at the 45. Nice job. 9. Artez Hadley happy after that one. But we have a flag. Nicholas Arnold over there. Look out. He might actually be hurt. Bloodhound over here laughing with the bear. He tickled your neck. Weird isn't the word I'd use for that, bear. I'd call it more disturbing. Yeah, you're not arguing that one. Timeout on the field anyway. Yeah, early going, we called it, right? Lancers come out, a couple easy plays, right side. Lack of tackling Huskies. Since then, though, I do like how Kyle Birch has led this Husky offense. He's done a heck of a job for a junior and really his second overall game all time. But as the game goes on, it's going to be up to the Husky D. How aggressive they get, do not allow any big plays, and maybe, just maybe, this Lancers special teams unit, they look like they could be a little shaky. Force them to do things like that. Force them to make unnecessary errors. They've proven they already have, 2 of them. That could be how to get back in this football game. Big D, Derek Wark, CPHS. 1st and 10 for the Lancers. That's actually wrong. That is marked way back. The scoreboard says 1st and 10. Looks more like 1st and about 25. Now it's 2nd down. Pretty sweet for the Bear to come in here and take a load off every now and then. Chairs aren't very comfortable for him, though. He might complain about that. I'm not sure. Hey, that nap is legendary from last week, by the way. A lot of people were talking about that one. How does Ed Sinek's crew get away with napping on the job? I'll never know. Was he just tired? And how does he get away with it? That's the question. Anyway, timeout on the field again. 2:39 left now in the second. CPHS, Channel 6, the Port Huron Area School District television station. Here you are again. Back at it again. And I don't see you sleeping yet, so we'll go with that. 0-2 Lance Creuse, folks. It doesn't look to me like an 0-2 team. It looks a little bit undisciplined, mind you. But, you know, after 2 weeks, this doesn't look like a team that has come in without a victory. Huskies, I think they just have to settle down. It was a very tough start, but there are positives. And again, getting back to Birch, so very much a positive in this game is how he's hitting the outside wideouts. I said at the beginning of the broadcast, you've got Martindale, you got Thompson, you got Sufis. Use them. That's the key. And it will be all season long for this football team. Anyway, Maybe the bear will spare us finally, and we can breathe again here now. 2nd and 10, 2 and 39 again to go in the second. Ton of running backs in the backfield. QB draw Nick Arnold completely fooled the Huskies. You know why that play works.
Arnold, the ball carrier.
It works because you've got a ton of running backs back there in the backfield, as I just called. Because he hesitates off the snap from shotgun, that hesitation as a defense makes you think he's going to hand that ball off. That little stop and then go to the opposite side the backs were going to, and he had wide open field. That's not the defense's fault there. Because as long as they adjust, really, I mean, look at all the yardage they could play prevent against. They still can. 3rd down and 14 officially. Here's where you defend the sticks, though. Are they going to pass? Richardson has proven he can get a lot of yardage. Huge play here in the first half. 3rd down, 14. Shotgun look. They give to Richardson. They were going to do that. It looked like the Huskies would have had it played well, though. One of the reasons for that, or another reason why, they got the penetration, and there was just one guy at the legs and one guy ready for the upper torso of Richardson. So they were prepared to make the tackle. This isn't your everyday guy you got to tackle. He isn't the kind of guy where you say, okay, lower your head into his chest. As they say, make him produce snot bubbles. You can't do that with a guy this big because all you'll do is bounce off him. It takes 2, it takes 3, it takes 5, it takes all he is. That's why he's back there. He is a load. And at this level, loads are successful. They really are. Shotgun look again. The 2-back look again. The rollout. The backspin. That's almost a block in the back. Airing it out over the middle. Incomplete. Richardson. They get up taunting. Look out for the flag here.
Pass incomplete.
Most of the time, referees call the retaliation, not who starts it. That's why it's so very important you keep your discipline. I'm not so sure that wasn't a block in the back there anyway. Depending on how 40 Justin Dodge, no pun intended, dodges off that block, I'll tell you, it's close. Doesn't matter anyway, 4th down, who cares? We'll take it. And the Huskies do have some time to work with here. 2 and 22 left on the second quarter clock, but they have 2 timeouts. The Lancers, by the way, if you're wondering, they have 2 as well. And it wouldn't hurt if number 2 here, Austin Thompson, gets a good return. He's standing at the 23. Nirvana. Haven't seen him in a while. Josiah Kreidler. And that looks like a ghost running the camera. Does a ghost work for CPHS Channel 6? There was nobody at the controls of that camera, and we still see it turning. How about that? So between animals, you know, the killer, the odd time, the bear, the bloodhound, the ox, Suds, by the way. Between animals, running things. Maybe a ghost does too. By the way, congrats to Suds. Engaged to be married. That is great. She got a great big rock on her finger. And make sure you say congrats to Mr. Suds as well. There you go. It's going to be a keeper. They've got a long way to go. Can they get to the outside? They can't. Nowhere near enough. Huskies are going to get the ball. And a late flag coming again. I tell you, if this is against the Huskies, it's absolutely huge. Critical play call here by the officials. While they're talking to the Huskies, it's going to be against the Lancers. The key here is, do you accept it or decline it? If you're Coach Connell, you have to be happy with your field position, so you decline it, and that's that. Out comes the Husky offense. As much as there have been 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 big plays for the Lancers in this game, they have not played a smart game. They haven't. In many ways, they don't deserve to be up 21-10. It's sloppy. They've turned the ball over. I mean, unnecessary penalties. Huskies, mind you, of course, they decline that. Good field position, but I tell you something, folks. If the Huskies go down the field here and punch it in, it is a completely different second half. Completely. It's not even close. Lancers own the first quarter, but this second quarter, as I said, it's been filled with errors. Huskies, if they take advantage of this, I tell you, it's getting scary for the Lancers the way they've played. Birch from shotgun. Deep drop back. They set up the screen again to Hack. Hack the lob ball. Pretty good yardage, though, at the 35. He's close to a first down.
Birch's pass complete to
Well, lots of screen passes being called here. The key is the defensive linemen that go after Birch. What kind of size do they have? Do they jump up? Do they try and bat that ball down? They're Birch with the extra lob. What does that do? It eats up yardage for Hack, who's got to get that football. Almost said baseball. Wrong sport, Big D. Wrong sport, Big D. 2 caught that one over the middle. Austin Thompson. And it's going to be second down now. Huskies in a bit of a hurry up. Only 1 timeout remaining for them, so minute and a half. Shotgun look again. Birch airing it out deep. He's got Sufis open. Sufis caught. Touchdown, Huskies. You gotta love it, baby. I called it.
Birch's pass complete
They get a touchdown here before the half ends. It's anybody's game again. Because the Lancers let them back in the football game. They did. I tell you something, Kyle Birch right now is playing some real good football for a junior quarterback in his second ever football game. That's good stuff. That is a perfectly thrown ball. Because you're leading Sufis, he shakes the corner. He's wide open. Hit him on the run, you got him. Absolutely. Port Huron, we've got a different game now. Sufis, it's through.
point try is good.
Don't go anywhere and get your popcorn ready because the third and the fourth, we're up for anything. 1:23 to go in the first half. There you see it. Big D, Derek Wark, CPHS Channel 6. You've got to keep your control and your composure better than this. And if you're the Huskies, you have to know that. You have to tell your players that. Emotionally, momentum is gone from the Lancers. They're just not doing it anymore. Take advantage of that. Roll with it. This is not the same Lancer team that came out dominating. It's a different game now. What a pass by Birch, though, folks. That's right on the money to your best player on the outside. And in a way, it's made possible because of the previous play call, which was a dynamite screen pass again. That's like the 4th screen in this first half, and 3 of the 4 have worked well. Well, you could say really all 4 were completions, but 3 of the 4 were good gains. Not so much the last screen by Hack there because of the lob ball, as I mentioned, because of the defensive pass rush. But still, it gives you life. It makes you see as a team offensively that, hey, as this year continues to go, maybe the screen is an effective play for us. Again, the screen is not hard to defend, and if you watch tape as an opposition, you can adjust to that. But if teams don't, be my guest. But it's a different game now. The face of this game has completely changed. The Lancers had a lot to cheer about in the first quarter. Huskies have owned the second quarter, but they've been given a lot of breaks too by a Lancer team that looks about as disciplined right now as this floor. As this floor is clean, we'll say. And it's not real clean if you're wondering. I love the new desk though. That's the one thing about this booth. A+ and props from the Big D. Let's get nasty, Port Huron. Dangerous kick. Sufis tries to catch them on a squib again. This is a block in the back. It's coming back. Look out, fumble here. Huskies, do they grab it before they go out of bounds? No, they're out of bounds. Lancers continue to shoot themselves in the foot.
Flag on the play.
That was close, folks. You know what? The fact that he's out of bounds doesn't matter anyway. It's a block in the back, spot of the foul.
Will they stop for the Huskies?
This one, I believe, is going to be pushed back to about the 10-yard line, I would think. Look out, man. Huskies are coming. It's definitely a block in the back. For the most part, the officials have called a very good game too, might I add. And do you know how often the Big D says that? Yeah, exactly, 2% of the time. So you know that when I do, they're calling a good game. They're going to mark it on the 15 because it's half the distance. So with 1:13 to go here, not good field position. And if you're the Huskies, keep a couple of things in mind. You can play some prevent. They do have 2 timeouts. Make them use them. But that 1:13 right now is your best defense. Keep them in the middle of the field. They're lining up wide, as you'd expect in this situation. Nick Arnold, a great first quarter. Since then, he's been settled down. Elijah Richardson, big load outside. There you go. There's the adjustment right there that I'm talking. 3 guys, 4 guys. Boom.
Stop on the play by Mike Poirier.
There's the Bear, and he's loving it. Now, why is he watching the game? That's my question. Where's his camera? He's paid to have a camera, not to watch the game. Now, apparently before halftime last week, he went into his cave, the Bear Cave, and nobody knew where he was. The third quarter started. People were looking for him. Where's the Bear? Where's the Bear? Well, there's his camera there. Is it necessary to sit 14 feet from your camera, Bear? I don't know. Final 23 seconds, and they're just playing to go into the half. They let the clock just roll down. It's a play fake. Arnold, but he stays in bounds. That's going to be it unless they stop the clock. We'll see. I don't think they're gonna. Well, now wait a minute. Do the Huskies call timeout? I think Connell called it, and then a late flag again. I tell you, there's a lot of talking going on right now in this game. That Elijah Richardson, he's big, he's intimidating, he's taunting, and he talks a lot. He's a menace. He's the kind of guy you see in your nightmares, like a Bettis type. And believe me, that's a compliment. That's exactly what you want to hear as a big bruising back. You want to be compared to like the Okoyes or the Bettises, the Barry Words, Natron Means, those kind of guys. And certainly, I would consider him that type of a player. Certainly not that good as they are at this level, but you know what I mean. Hey, there's the Bloodhound and the Ox. Timeout, by the way, being called now. 9.6 seconds left to go in the half. Again, I'm not even sure who called the timeout. Coach Connell might have called the timeout, to be honest. And the reason you do that there, not with 9.6 seconds left, do you think that you're going to get the ball back or anything like that? Because really it comes down to a matter of field position. It's the right call, and he did. Yeah. Coach Connell called the timeout. You know why that's smart? Because of the field position. You tend to panic when you have field position like this late in the half, late in the game. You never know if they'll fumble, drop the football. It's the right thing to do. Now, if they're up at the 50 or something along those lines, there's no way you call a timeout there. But why not? I agree. Why not take your chance? Nothing is 100% ever. It's so easy for a player to drop balls, to fumble, and this is a really, really scary spot on the football field for the Lancers. They might just hand off and call it the half. They give to Richardson. He's up, he's down. Huskies want a timeout, but I don't think they have a timeout. They're calling a timeout, they don't have one.
Justin Dodge on the start for the Huskies.
Well, Sufis is over there celebrating. He's loving the good defense all of a sudden. Maybe they do have one left. The scoreboard showed no timeouts left. Huskies called one. Well, it worked. Stoppage in play. There you go. 6 seconds left. That must not be right. They must have had 2 timeouts left instead of 1. So now they don't have any. But again, it's the correct thing to do. Now you're pushing them back inside the 5. You hand off a ball from directly behind center. Okay? That's 3 yards back from where you snapped it from. It gets a little scarier. I agree with Coach Connell. Why not? I tell you something, this game has become very scary all of a sudden for the Lancers. There you see, 52 is my boo. And then there's ooh, kill 'em. That's the kind of sign that Brandon the Killer Kovac might bring with him sometime when he's here working for CPHS. Maybe he's not this year. Maybe he's done. But the Killer was a killer of an employee for years here. And that's the kind of sign that Brandon might even bring with him to the games. There you go. Ooh, kill him. Well, they're going to punt. And there's not a lot of room to work with here. This is what good the timeouts did. Do they send anybody to try and maybe get the safety? We'll see. And they almost block it, but he gets it away, and that's the main thing. That, folks, is going to be the half. As we see the ball roll inside the 30 and down the 28, that'll do it. The Lancers came out in this half and dominated. The Huskies dominated late, and all of a sudden, a huge momentum swing. Quote the Big D. This will be a second half you don't want to miss, folks. CPHS Channel 6, the score at the half. Creuse Lancers 21, our Northern Huskies 17. Derek Work, the Big D, CPHS Channel 6, back with the third in a little bit, and it should be a dandy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your 2013 Port Huron Northern Marching Band under the direction of Eric Sigmajor, field leadership of Senior Drum Majors Eli Schlager and Spencer Kohana, field commanders Jessica Ankley and Christy Crotto. Color guard captains Emily Wilton and Summer Orr. This year's halftime gives us a look at one of the greatest singer-songwriters of our generation. The opener for our show finds the artist contemplating the question, what kind of music would you want to play at your funeral? Funeral for a Friend answers the question. While the two pieces were not originally intended as two pieces as a unified whole, the artist found that the second song segued so beautifully from the first that ended up recording Love Lies Bleeding as an immediate transition from the first album, Goodbye Yellow Brick Rose. Field leadership, are you ready to start your show? The Port Huron Northern Marching Band proudly presents Sir Elton John. It's a little bit funny. The next song came off Elton John's self-titled 1970 album release with a collaboration of longtime songwriting partner Bernie Taupin. In 1998, this song was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame and is number 137 on the Rolling Stones list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. Please sing along with us. The trumpet solo performed by senior Zach Nicholson and Kristen Gratton, and we also feature color guard captains Emily Wilton and Summer Orr. Ladies and gentlemen, your song. Finally, we present the first half of our final song, which features both the color guard and the drum line. Please sing and clap along with Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. Ladies and gentlemen, your 200-member 2013 Corbier Northern Marching Band under the direction of Eric Sickmajor and percussion instructor Matt Nabazi, Zach Nye, and Corey Strobe. Color guard and drum major outfits were designed and sewn by Ann Tim. Mr. Sickmajor and the band would like to extend a warm thank you to the Northern Band parents for their tireless effort in supporting our program. We would like to thank all the volunteers and alumni helpers for their work getting this year off the ground. Thank you, Mr. Sickmajor. Band t-shirts are available this evening with a room renovation. We've been clearing out some inventory. $5 will get you a Northern Band t-shirt. Also, please join us on October 12th at the Northgate Ford Driven to Give. Test drive a Lincoln on that day, and a donation will be made to the band program. We hope to see you there. Thank you, Mr. Sickmajor. Thank you, Northern Band. The winning 50-50 ticket number for tonight is 708-3607. Once again, check your tickets. 708-3607.
Welcome back. Second half action here, Memorial Stadium. Derek Wark, Big D, CPHS. Channel 6, week number 3. It's been a real up and down game of momentum. First off, 21-17, Creuse Lancers on top of our Huskies. Both teams had different kind of quarters. First quarter was all the Lancers. Second quarter was all the Huskies. Lancers really, they looked like they were going to be in control of this football game. And then all of a sudden, something happened. I think Friday the 13th hit. That's what happened, and all of a sudden they got the Huskies back in this game. Special teams the key. Some bad special teams errors by the Lancers. Huskies capitalized on it. Also, Kyle Birch, great job for a rookie quarterback, a junior. He's hitting his targets on the outside. Nice to see. Hitting Sufis more, the recipe for success. Husky D was off to a bit of a bad start. Nice to see them adjust as well, because the whole key to this team all year long, the Huskies, it's no big secret. It's the Big D. That's right. Not me. I'm talking about the Big D as in their big defense. But I am the Big D. Derek Wark, CPHS at Channel 6. Happy Friday the 13th, folks. Hopefully, good luck for the Huskies coming up second half. In the history of this matchup between these two teams, obviously it goes back for quite some time, right? Mac Blue, these two teams. Northern has never dropped 2 games in a row to Creuse, ever. Well, it's threatening of that happening tonight. But first, let's get nasty Port Huron. Hopefully, that won't happen for the Huskies, and they'll continue their winning ways from the 5. Now the 10, the 15, the 20. 25, almost to the 25, Sufis to the 24. And that's where Kyle Birch and company will come back and operate. First drive of the second half. Again, it's the Big D, and it's a big football game, and I love it. Mac Blue contest. Lancers come in 0-2, as mentioned. They don't want to go 0-3. Huskies come in 1-1. They were dominated in the first quarter. Now it makes you wonder, though, because they got that late touchdown. Here they go. They actually have a chance now to go up. And I never thought I'd say that, the way this game started and the way the track record of this competition was, because 47-7 a year ago, right? Damian Heck to the outside. We'll see if they can get him going. Got a couple. Right around left tackle. 81 the tackle, by the way, for the Lancers. That is Nick Humphreys. Well, last week, let's get to it. The Huskies, a huge 26-14 victory over the Fraser Ramblers. And I say it was huge because it was really only their second win in the last 11 games overall. Just their second. Wow. The story offensively, really, as mentioned, the guy who just carried the football, Damian Heck, 165, 15 carries officially, 2 touchdowns, one of them for 90 plus, again, 95. More on the game in just a moment. 2nd and 8. To pass again is Birch. Pump fake. Now goes to the outside, a checkoff man. Hack trying to get yards, hits his own man, and may end up losing yardage. See, that's the problem when you go side to side too much. You lose time. When you lose time, you lose yards, and that's what happened. Going to bring up 3rd and long. Again, Mike Poirier got the start, replacing quarterback Kyle Birch. He went out with concussion symptoms, of course, playing tonight. And probably is the starter for the rest because he has a better arm than Poirier. It's not a big secret. I'm not even sure Poirier really is a quarterback, but said he always wanted to play the position, so he got his chance last week. So nice to see that kind of came true for him. Final numbers on Poirier last week, just 5 for 16 for 140, but he did what counted. Kept turnovers to a minimum, the Achilles heel for this team a season ago, and he got the win. 3rd down and 12. Birch, nowhere to throw. Loses the football. Look out. They jump on it. They get it back, but not after. Big loss again. That's a loss of about 3 or 4 in total. Going to be 4th down, about 16, and the Huskies going to have to punt. So just as the game began, the Lancers look like the more aggressive team. They come out, they do what they had to do, stop the Huskies right away, keep the lead in their favor. Right, Nirvana? Don't call him Kurt Cobain, don't you dare. Rumor is it's the reincarnation of Kurt Cobain. Josiah. Good to see him tonight, Mr. Kreidler. Wasn't here last week. Here's the punt. Forward roll by Sufis. Good job. Now you see, Lancers staying right away from it. Fool me once, fool me twice. After that in the first half, where I don't even really know how to explain it. Did they think it was down? Did they not think it was down? They touched the football, made it live after it was sitting there on the ground. Huskies said, thank you very much. There's the running of the ox. And it's not the oxen, because there's the bloodhound on the right, carrying the camera equipment. You can't really have the running of the ox. Well, there, okay. Yeah, I was just going to say, there we go. Running of the ox. And he looked pretty fast considering he's got camera equipment with him, but that shows you the kind of strength and power that only an ox can provide. 1st and 10. It's a play fake again. Huskies all over him. Down he goes. 52 among them for the Huskies. Kane Santo. The Santo Claus is coming to town, baby. Poirier was over there too. That's the problem. When you have a guy like Poirier at quarterback, you take away what he is primarily, and that's a starting linebacker and a darn good one, believe me. Huge play Huskies to answer the call defensively after the offense didn't really move the ball on their first set of downs of the second half. Well, a different quarterback. That's Andrew Cordemonch, who's the kicker as well. That's a great trip-up tackle right there by Mike Poirier again. And he's doing that on a guy, Elijah Richardson, who was not easily brought down. Dived at him at the legs and he tripped him up. Nice job. No Husky could do that in the first half. That's the difference between this team now and the team we saw in the first quarter. One man is downing Richardson. Not 5. 1. Great play, Mike Poirier. And a huge play right now, too. 3rd down, 15. 3 backs, 3 wide. Cordemonch, immediate give but they trip him right up. Play calling becoming a bit predictable for the Lancers, and the Huskies absolutely love it. Kane Santo again. 4th down.
Stop on the play by number 55.
Well, this is more like it. This defense is pumped up, and Big D likes it too. Great job, gentlemen. Great job. Brings up 4th down. That shows you what a sack will do, but interestingly enough, Nicholas Arnold was not the quarterback during that set. They brought in this number 10, Andrew Quartermanche, the kicker. He's actually back there right now to do the punting, and watch the punt fake. This is a good spot for it. Low snap. Thought about it. Nope. Instead, a booming punt. Pushing 2, Thompson way back. 15. Escapes 1 man. Gets up 20 and down to the 20.
Austin Thompson in the return for the Huskies.
So strong defenses both sides, but the Husky D really is stepping it up. And really the Lancers offensively have done next to nothing almost for a whole quarter now. More than that. Credit Northern for making adjustments. That's the thing. So often at this level, more so than simply just winning a game, more so than simply just X's and O's, it's the adjustments you make. And clearly this defense, they've come to play. You knew they just weren't ready or prepared in the first, because this was a team that has dominated the first 2 weeks defensively. Then all of a sudden, the Lancers come out of nowhere and run all over the field on them. But the offense still has to get more points. Play fake. Mike Poirier, the keeper. He's in at quarterback now. Out past the 20, 23 maybe, 22 for sure. And that brings up 2nd down. Well, getting back to last week, Austin Thompson, the gentleman who just returned that kick, 2 touchdown catches, 15 and 80. Rushing yards, 277 to 115. In favor of the Huskies, passing 104 to 94. Huskies turned the ball over twice. Not the best, but better than their 5 a game from a season ago. They themselves, though, got, I think, 4 turnovers defensively. There's the Bloodhound coming up from his hole and running to his camera. He's late. And you know why that's significant? Because the big fella in the truck down there runs the play-by-play, basically, of the slow-mo. So if you have no slow-mo guy, basically, Bloodhound, you are denying the famous big fella in the truck of anything he can do tonight. Not good. Not good. But there he is. He's back now doing what he's paid to do. So we'll get to the Husky schedule here in just a minute. They're out on the next set of drives, by the way. 2nd and 8 here when play resumes in just a moment. Of course, at Croslex, 7-0, they lost. Really the offense just getting back into the swing of things. They won here, as we just talked about. They hosted Fraser last week, 26-14. And then tonight versus Lance Creuse. Next week, really the toughest game they will face probably all year. At Macomb, Dakota. One of, if not the best teams in all of the MAC this year. 2nd down, forward pitch. Well, that just didn't work. It was a forward pitch to Austin Thompson. He dropped it, picked it up. That should mean incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down, I believe, and 8 again. Well, now they're saying that was 3rd down. Okay, 4th down. Huskies are going to have to punt. So not much of a 3rd down play call there at all. Just a forward pitch in your offensive backfield. So far, the offenses, nonetheless, they're stifled here. Sufis now to punt inside his 5. Look out, dangerous territory, and it is blocked. 30-yard line, rolling towards the 35, down 34. This is not the first time the Lancers have sent pressure on Sufis tonight. And a few times they have gotten a piece of the football. They did again. Lancers in business again. There you see 4 and 50 ticks left in the 3rd. 21-17. Lancers holding on to their 4-point lead. And this is not the Husky offense that I expected at the end of the 2nd. They look unsure of themselves again. And if nothing else, the one thing that I think might have hurt them was the break in the locker room. But then again, I don't see Kyle Birch behind center again. that was Mike Poirier, so we'll have to wait and see if anything comes of that unfortunate story. First down and 10. Under 5 to go in the third. Immediate give, batter down. Lay some smack down and open up that cup of you-know-what. 77. Charles Jacobs, 55, a dare. Says thank you very much. If nothing else, this Husky team, they have some strong big linemen this year. And that hasn't always been the case with the Huskies. In the past, they've been known as having some speed up front, but not the size and the power to go with it. They've got a few guys now. I mentioned them beginning of the broadcast in Jacobs, Fox, Breyer, Vastbinder, both sides of the ball. Adair. They do the job, folks. Here's the give again. Straight up, behind guard, nothing. Buried again. Great interior defense by the Huskies. 52, who, by the way, looks very good tonight. Kane Santo. Anyway, the rest of the schedule, you got it. September 27th. That's in a couple weeks. The rivalry game. Port Huron against Port Huron High. It's a strange schedule this year, folks. It really is. The first 3 weeks, 2 of the 3 are Port Huron Northern. The first week, both High and Northern were away. We see Northern 5 times. We see the Big Reds only 4 for both teams. That obviously includes the rivalry game, but on most seasons you see both teams 5 times. You don't see the Big Reds 5 times this year. CPHS only 4, so it's a different schedule, and we don't see the Big Reds until week 4, next week officially. Shotgun look. Here's that spin out move again. Quarterback keeper, Arnold, thought about it. Dragged down nicely from behind. The one thing that is evident right now with this Husky defense is speed. Patrick McGuffin got him from behind. That's a sack, I think, if not close. I see the bad moon rising, folks. There it is. That's a half moon tonight. But anyway, team defense right now is the one thing that stands out for the Huskies. Is he going to try this? Are you kidding me? 52 yards out. Andrew Cordemonch from 52. You don't see this every day from this level. Wow, it is good. From 52, folks. This is not a college kicker. It is certainly not a pro kicker. Goodness gracious. That, folks, is a pro field goal. I don't know many who can do that. Goodness me. 52 yards. And he's quarterbacking today now, too. I don't know if... Well, Nick Arnold was on that last play. Wow. That's a flat-out leg. And if he doesn't play soccer, then I guarantee you that's one sport that's going to be drooling over that guy. They're going to want him. What a leg. Do you know how often in the 17 years I've done this, I have seen a field goal at this level from 50 yards? How about maybe never? That is how rare that is. That is how rare that kind of a leg, that kind of a talent is. As a kicker, folks, remember the name, Andrew Cordemonch, because you just don't see that every day. Let's get nasty, Port Huron. There's that leg again. And my first thought when I see a kicker do that is, look to the flag. Look to the red, white, and blue, okay? There's not a lot of wind. If there is a little bit of wind, it is going with the kicker there. But, man, that kick clearly cleared the uprights. The bottom of the uprights, it made by, goodness, 10 feet. He could have backed up 5 or 10 yards. And if you think I'm joking, I am not joking. That's worth it, boy. Wow. To see at this level, you just don't do that. Enough harping about a kick, but I'll tell you something. It's worth it. Wow. Tremendous leg, Cordemonch. Tremendous.
Strong on the tackle.
There you go. Anyway, wrapping up this schedule. October the 4th, They're hosting Grosse Pointe South. GPS is as good a football team as the Mac Blue has. They'll win it again. They've won it the last couple of years. Minus the year the Big Reds beat them for it and then went to the white. I said it for years. I don't know why Grosse Pointe South is still in the blue. Word is the MHSAA is forcing them to move up with Lance Creuse North next year. October the 11th, we have homecoming. That's at Lance Creuse North, the team I just mentioned. You talk about two tough games back-to-back. GPS and LCN. October the 18th, they're at Grosse Pointe North, the Huskies. And then October 25th, they are hosting Marine City here in a game that will feel definitely like a rivalry type. So there you go. 2013 Port Huron Northern Huskies schedule. And good luck, Huskies. It's going to be a tough go. Lots of good teams in the Mac White and the Mac Blue. And obviously the Mac Red. That goes without saying. But as far as teams in the blue this year, a really talented division. I actually think the best division in the MAC this year is the Mac White as far as parity goes. Anybody can win that one. That's how good it is. The blue is good, though, don't get me wrong. And the red, as I said, speaks for itself. But the white is outstanding this year. QB keeper Birch, that's just not going to do it. If anything, they see Birch is checked in, so they think, well, he's probably going to pass, right? He just lowered his head, took off with it, but they were ready for it. So that's good defense and didn't fool them one bit. We'll get to the CPHS Channel 6 staff here in just a moment. But first, that's it for the third quarter. Dynamite kick we have to remember as we go to the fourth. Andrew Cordemonch from 52. After three complete. Lancers on top of our Huskies, 24-17. Derek Work, Big D, CPHS Channel 6, back with the fourth. It should be a dandy on the flip side. Halloween is next month, but tonight still is kind of scary. Why? It's Friday the 13th, that's why. And a happy Friday the 13th and football greetings to you and yours. Derek Work, the Big D, on Parents' Night here, CPHS Channel 6. Well, Huskies beginning the fourth quarter with a punt here, partially might have been blocked again. You talk about a strong punt rush, if anything, tonight for the Lancers. Down to the 48, great field position yet again. And the Huskies basically void of offense at this point. The third quarter there was almost an offensive disaster for them. Anyway, again, Parents' Night here at Memorial. Nice to see again. Parents getting the recognition they so deserve. Nice to see, though, the Huskies still in this football game. And we were beginning to wonder that after quarter one, if it would be that way. Well, I'm not completely sure what's going on here. They're saying 7.1 seconds still left on the clock of the third quarter. So was there a timeout? Did they accept a timeout before the quarter ended? It looks like they did. So all that funky music played by Ed Sinnick's going to have to be played again here in a moment. Yeah. They cross midfield down to 2.2 seconds left. Well, what happened was the scoreboard operator did not pick up that the timeout was called. So he let the clock go to 0. Big D got fooled because of it. As you see the scoreboard there, hard to see the way the lighting is, but that says stop them, stop them, the stop sign. We shall see. This will be the final play. And hey, there's my site. How about it? BigDSports.info. Indeed, that'll be the Ox surfing. And why is he surfing? Because it was a heck of a game last week. There you go. 2nd down and 8. This will be the final play. Arnold stumbles a bit. They try to pick up block. Pushed outside. They're looking for a call. They're not going to get it. That now, folks, is officially going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. Derek Wark, the Big D from Memorial Stadium, back with the 4th in a moment. And I'm pretty sure this time I'm right. Back in a moment. You talk about things we rarely see at CPHS Channel 6 besides that 52-yarder a moment ago by a high school kicker, folks. Did we just see the Ox dance? Or at least try to? I'm shocked because I never knew the guy had rhythm. Anyway, CPHS Channel 6, Derek Wark, Big D, from Memorial Stadium. Huskies did not score on offense that entire 3rd quarter. And as a result, the Lancers clinging now to a 1-touchdown lead at 24-17. 3rd down and 5. Lancers drop the snap. They go down, though they escape tackle. Got about 2 more yards, and that makes it manageable on 4th down, where they could consider now going for it. And I think they might just do that. I think the smart thing to do, the way your defense is played in this half, is to punt the ball. But then again, a lot of offenses don't have a 6'2", 260-pound fullback at their disposal to get a yard and a half, and that's what they need. And I don't think they're going to punt it, folks. I think they're going for it. No, they're not going to punt. They're going for it. So probably the biggest play of the game. The Husky D has proven up to the task of the Lancers here in the 2nd half, but look out now. Crowd coming alive, the pack over there screaming and yelling, and we have a timeout first, I believe, by the Lancers. They want to talk about it. They might be sending their kicker out, that Cord Monch. He has punted tonight too. Now, if they send him out, if you're the Huskies, and if he's lining out deep, absolutely watch the fake. Again, this midfield, at this point in the game, up a touchdown, it is a perfect moment to fake the punt. Pretty hard to fake a punt, of course, coming off a timeout, though, because that's exactly when you expect to see it happen. Fakes are more expected, or least expected, if you will, in the middle of the game, without timeouts like this. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Lancers, though, offensively, really haven't done a lot since quarter 1. Honestly, the Huskies in their defense have really stepped up. They're going to have to do it here, though, and I can almost guarantee you this ball is in some way either going to Richardson, the big back, or it's a play fake and a keeper with Arnold. I'd get it with Arnold. Richardson stepping to the side. It is. It's a QB sneak with Arnold. They push him forward. That's going to be real close. He didn't get it. He didn't get it. The Huskies are going to hold. No indication yet, but he didn't get it. No way. He's a solid yard short as far as I'm concerned. Yes, it is. Husky ball. I don't mind the play call, though. But you know what? Now that you think about it, should Richardson have maybe just a quick little dive? He's such a load. All they needed was a yard and a half, and that is a huge play. The Huskies hold. How about it, PH? There's the load right there, Richardson. And you can kind of tell he wanted that one. but no can do. That could be the turning point to the whole game right there. Can the Huskies do something offensively? In a half, they've done nothing. Damian Heck tries to quiet down his pack and the rest of the crowd over there. 1st and 10. Birch to pass. Partial pump fake. Airing it out. Going deep. Well, he had him beat. Number 2, Austin Thompson, had 25 there. Trevin Boswell beat. They've done it a few times tonight. I think Boswell wanted a flag. Some kind of a holding call first, but didn't get it. Anyway, the CPHS Channel 6 staff tonight, the camera people, Paul Campow, doesn't have a nickname yet. We should change that. Sean Went, the Ox, getting his groove on a minute ago. The Bear, Brandon Wright, Nirvana, Josiah Kreidler, Carl, Don't Call Me Carol, Staff Force. There you go. Graphics, Emily Desmond, Engaged Suds. Slow-mo was the Bloodhound, Chris Sorrell. Slow-mo director, Big Fell in the Truck, EJ Shea. And Ed Sinek, the Green Hornet, and he has a Green Hornet t-shirt down there to prove it tonight. Ed Sinek. We should also mention Shelly Sinek. Doesn't work for anybody. She's just hanging out down there. There you go. That's her official position, I guess you can say. Anyway, great job, CPHS Channel 6 staff. We always have fun, and we try and make it more than just a broadcast. We try and make it a show. Comedy Central, how about it? Maybe give them a call later, Ed. Anyway, fun times. Back to this one. 3rd down and 10. Shotgun, Birch again. Looking, outside, caught. Back pitch, look out, they caught him trapped. 40 now, 35 down the sidelines. 30, step up 20, 15, 10, still going, Thompson. Touchdown, Huskies. The completion to Sufis draws the defense, and then what happens? Thompson follows him. The back pitch, Connell caught him sleeping. It's a 1-point game. And the biggest single reason that a play like that works is because Andrew Sufis is someone you have got to account for. He's the guy you're concerned about, not just because he made the catch, because he's your best offensive weapon. He's got size, he's got skills. Here he is, trying to tie this game, and he does. How about it, folks? How about it? The Lancers have led this entire football game. And when I say entire, I have to think about this. I'm no mathematician, obviously, clearly. 37 minutes of football the Lancers have led in this game. Not anymore. There you see. You see 3 men there to tackle Sufis, and one of those tacklers is not on Thompson, and all it would have taken is one tackler to be on Thompson, because there's your pass coverage. Outstanding stuff, Coach Connell. It's a simple gadget play. And to be honest, it's a play that I'm surprised teams don't do more often. Perfectly legal because you're back pitching it, obviously. And you know who that's most fun for? Is the trailer. Thompson there, who, by the way, did a great job. Deacon, moving, juking, avoiding the defense of Lance Creuse. I called it at halftime.
Andrew Sufis to kick off for the Huskies.
Lance Creuse was starting to fade in this game, and I call it Lance Creuse fading more than the Huskies getting back into it, because Lance Creuse gave the Huskies a lot of gifts, and they really weren't using their heads, and they've really lost control of what it meant to have a lead in this football game, and the Huskies now, it's a momentum swing, and it is anybody's game. It's 10:37. May the best team win in the 4th. Let's get nasty. Port Huron try to catch him with a squib kick. They might have done so. That's a live football. Huskies jump on it. Do they have it? No, the Lance Creuse Lancers get it back, and they go forward to the 36. That's a real strong heads-up play. And a good attempt by Sufis because it becomes a live football after 10. Best thing about that onside kick there, if you want to call it, or glorified squib, if you will, is that the ball still went far. It's not the end of the world. It's going to be marked at the 37. It's still good field position, mind you. But it doesn't just go your 10 or 7 yards and you down it near the 50. Yeah, it was a look what I found heads up play, but it counts. I love the play call. The last two calls Coach Cano made, that's good stuff right there. We have movement. I think it's on the guard. Kane Santo clapping and loving it. I tell you, it starts with the defense of the Huskies. It is no big secret. And in this entire second half, it's been outstanding. And really, you can say, the minute the first quarter ended, the Husky defense has owned this football game. And you know what? I'm even willing to say it. It's Friday the 13th. It was unlucky defensive play for a quarter. And then boom. The Lancers have done very little since, besides a 52-yard field goal, and that really makes the outlook of this game look different. To have such a field goal kicker. Good block to the outside, Arnold. Picks up a ton of good yards, first down, Lancers. That play right there, that run is made possible because you have blocking every spot you're running towards. That's a good job up front by the Lancers that time. And you know what? The Huskies really, that's not their fault. They're over there waiting for him. They do a good job. Nick Arnold's a good athlete. No doubt about it. Probably the best athlete the Lancers have. So they're waiting for him in numbers. But that run right there is dictated by the blocking. Great job. Second down and short now. They call it 3. If it's 3, it's a short 3. The give. Try to go around right side again. One more. Great defense again. Kane Santo. And 77, Charles Jacobs. Kane Santo is a wild man right now. He's everywhere. He's been everywhere since the second quarter on. The Santo Claus, yeah. Making a list, checking it twice. Lots of tackles. Big D thinks it's nice. Yeah. 52. Well, this is the best defensive game I've seen him play as a Husky, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wow. Great job, Kane. And the game's still young. Big play here. 3rd and 1. 3 running backs. Immediate give. Cuts right through the hole between, I believe, guard and center. That's 3, Justin Wakefield the carry. First down, Lancers. Some of Port Huron's finest again. Security tonight from Memorial Stadium. Best thing about that is there's not a lot that really goes wrong here. So they get to enjoy a nice quiet evening on their job watching football. So that's great. And who would argue with that? Watching football, getting paid for it. Gotta love it. That's awesome. First down. Immediate give. Great tackle. Kane Santo.
Richardson, the ball carrier.
Freak. Absolute freak. This is not great to see. 77, Charles Jacobs, laying face down and very little movement. It's a great tackle by Santo, but you hate to see this. Charles Jacobs. The first thing that comes to mind about this guy, and we did super duper duper EJ Shea, big fella in the truck, slow-mo last week. To see Jacobs get that interception around the offensive lineman, that was just awesome. It was. So that's first and foremost a thing to say about Jacobs. But this is some of the best linemen I've seen the Huskies have, maybe in the last decade. And again, the Fox Briars, Vassbinder, Jacobs, gentleman down here now. They're just real strong players. There you see. Just a great open field tackle by a great open field player. And that, folks, is Richardson. And I said it earlier. Tackling Richardson by the legs was something the Huskies were not doing early in the game. And that's when I said, well, to get Richardson down, you need 4 guys. You need 5 guys to do the job. 1 guy at the feet, minimum 1 guy at the chest. But now you're seeing the Huskies' individual efforts downing this guy. And there you see it right there, Kane Santo. And I'm calling it right now. He's my defensive player of the game, period. On either side of the ball. Definitely my defensive player of the game for the Huskies. Great game, and it's still going. 77 Charles Jacobs gets up, and a nice sportsmanlike thing to do there by 44 Elijah Richardson. I think it was just a case of he got the wind knocked out of him, maybe, but just a snapback of the neck or something along those lines. But he's all right. He's walking off, so that's great to see. And he got up because he's a TG tough guy. That's why he got up. There you see, it was kind of like a helmet-to-helmet hit. That's unfriendly towards the neck when that happens. Anyway, back to this one. In what has now become a bruising, battering fourth quarter. Neither team giving much defensively. It's a play fake. Arnold met to the outside. Great play. Poirier forcing the overthrown pass attempt by Arnold. The sad thing about Nicholas Arnold there is he had the man open in Michael Croft. But Mike Poirier, the big reason why that was incomplete. Telltale reason, though, this defense is playing well right now, though. You're beating them at the line all of a sudden that you weren't doing in the first half. Up front, you're starting to own the line of scrimmage. That's something the Lancers came out in this game and were doing. They were owning the line of scrimmage. Now the Huskies have it. So if you can do that and have somewhat of a pass rush, you're stopping the run, 1. 2, Arnold doesn't have the time, as you saw right there. 3rd down and 13. What a huge play this is. Husky crowd getting loud. Pump fake Arnold. Outside, deep right sidelines, and they're calling out of bounds. We might need a replay because I'll tell you something. From what I saw, he was real close. That is a great effort, folks. It's about as good as you can do. And you've got to like this Trevin Boswell, this 25 of the Lancers. Excellent football player, folks. He has 2 touchdowns tonight. The one dazzling TD back in the first when he made that one-arm snag. Well, here's the replay. Okay, no, he's out of bounds. Regardless of the catch, he stepped out of bounds. If you step out of bounds before you make the play, you're already out of bounds. But when he went to catch it, he was still foot on the line. That's a good play, but a good effort nonetheless. Here's the punt try now. Courtemanche. This kid's got a leg. Kept it low. Tight and low forward bounce, rolls 15, and that's where the Huskies will get it as Austin Thompson watches it be downed. 24-24. Keep in mind, it was 21-7 at one point for the Lancers. Since then, Huskies on a 17-3 run that has included absolute top-notch defense. And these teams, like the Lancers, are better than Fraser. It was dominating last week, but if you can do it against these guys, it's certainly a step up. I don't think Fraser's there yet as far as Mac Blue tremendous talents go. Birch looking deep again. Got the man again. No, slightly overthrows Aaron Martindale.
Birch's pass intended for number 3, Aaron Martindale.
If you're a wide receiver in Pat Connell's offense, and it doesn't really matter what he's running, spread, pro set, option, read option, it doesn't really matter what he's doing. If you're a wide out in this offense, you are going to get action. That's all there is to it. Between Martindale, Thompson, and Sufis, you're going to be used. You have to know that and always be ready for that reason. He's thrown to all 3 of them tonight, and I agree with that more than anything. I know Sufis is a great weapon, but use everybody because the defense is unsure of themselves when you do that. There's the Bear. A late wave, but we still caught it. First and 10. Birch to pass again. Check that second and 10. Airing it out. Damian Hack. Not much. Again, it's the lob ball over the defenders that dock Heck the yardage. If he zings it to him, he might get the first down there. But because it's lobbed, every second that ball is still in the air is probably a yard or two that you lose. This is a huge third down play. 3rd and 8. Ball about the 17-yard line. The reason it's a big play is because of the field position. It certainly favors the Lancers right now. I would think you've got to look Soufis, do you not? Well, Mike Poirier is back there, the lone tailback. This is Birch. Roll out. They're throwing it in and out of the hands. Is that 88? Tyler Rothow? I think a tight end. Either way, it's punt time.
Pass intended for number 88, Tyler.
But I don't mind that because it's using yet another weapon, what I just talked about. Incompletion. Huskies now to punt. Lancers are going to get real good field position. So really this game now comes down to the Husky defense. Maybe can they force a turnover? I told you at halftime this game would come right down to the wire and to get your popcorn ready. Well, if you took my advice, I hope that same popcorn tasted good. Soufis, not blocked this time, gets a booming punt. Calls for the fair catch, then drops the ball. Look out at the 41. Great punt, Andrew Soufis. From his 1-yard line.
Covered by number 2, Nick Arnold.
A 58-yard boomer when they need it the most. How about that? That's not actually his net. That's from where he punted from, 58 yards. His net is probably right around 50, but still, wow. Nice job. There you see the CPHS bus. Too crowded in there. They had to bring stuff out and just sit it there. No room for it. Immediate give, Elijah Richardson. They're all over it, and your first thought is to cheer, but the big guy, such a load, 3 yards. Ton of them made that tackle. Mahaffey among them. 33 McGuffin among them. Players of the game for the Huskies. Really, I would think, well, Kane Santo defensively, I already told you that. I'll give it to the wideout core, period, because they've made some big plays tonight. So there you go. Play fake, avoids 2 tackles. Arnold steps up, first down flag, look out. Thrown right at midfield, might be against the Lancers here. Some kind of a holding.
Thompson on the stop.
Certainly the Huskies need a break here. Hack is down there pointing towards the Lancers, and the referee just did. It's a holding. That's going to come back. What was 2nd and 7, now 2nd down and long. Again, it's Big D, Derek Wark, CPHS Channel 6, as we give you the walk down the alleyway and right out onto the field. Is that Bear down there? See, if that's Bear down there walking out the alley like that, he'd love that because he's used to it. Because that makes him feel like maybe he's walking out of a cave kind of thing. There you go. 5:39 to go in the 4th. Goosebump time, baby. That's what football's all about. I love it. Blitz coming from Santo. Spin move, but he was the wrong way. Not much here. It's going to be 3rd down. Santo comes up the middle there, in between the guard, and he spins to the left side. If he chooses to spin to the right side, he hits him, and it's a loss of yardage. There you see a guy who might just come down to the guy, the man of the hour, because of his leg. I mean, if you're kicking 52-yard field goals with some to spare, the 40 on is doable. So you got to be thinking, to get into this kid's range, they need 10, 15 yards, that's it. And that's scary to think, but it's true. I told you the outcome of this game can be changed greatly knowing that. 3rd down and 8. Huskies showing blitz, now they fake. An end around attempt here. To the outside, cut up, it's close. Boswell, that is a great effort. I think he got the first down. I do. That's a play the Huskies had defended tremendously, and it really didn't matter. What an athlete Boswell is. My offensive player of the game, without a doubt, for the Lancers. And not just because of that play, he got 2 of the 3 early touchdowns. And he has been a tremendous, tremendous player tonight for them. Defensively, I have to be honest, I've got no clue. So there you go. But I definitely have a clue. 25, Trevin Boswell. Great job. Some gentlemen enjoying the game from the sidelines there. And what a game it's become. 1st and 10. Santos showing blitz again. Went the other way again. But they're going to tie him up, and a loss of a ton. A whole horde of Big Reds pushing him back. 54 among them for the half tackle, Mike McAfee.
Wakefield, the ball carrier, stopped by a host of...
Well, Kane Santo keeps coming in on the blitz. I think he has the last 3 or 4 plays, and I'll tell you something. He's coming in, and he's just spinning the wrong way, and barely they are avoiding him. Here you see, middle screen. There you see Santo. They get the ball, they run away from Santo, basically is what it comes down to. Great initial play by Mike Mahaffey saying, I don't think so. You're going nowhere. 52 among them as well. Kane Santo, there you go again. Nick Arnold, back spin out, got all day. He's going to go down and go down huge. Fumble in the field. Do the Huskies have the ball? Do they have the ball? We don't know yet. They do. Huskies have it. Huge turnover, Mike McAfee and company. Did Kane Santo come up with that ball? Goodness me. What a game by the Santo Claus. Woo. I don't know how you can ask more out of a linebacker for a period of 4 quarters than what Santo, and there he's standing there alone, all by himself on the sidelines. Now he's going to walk over to his bench. He is by far the player of this football game. And now, to get his reward, can the Husky offense win this game? Birch, the rollout. Going to be a QB keeper. No, he's going to throw it instead. Caught. Yes, out of bounds, 21. Martindale, excellent concentration. For one thing, he was covered well. For another, though, he came back to get it. This would be a tremendous, tremendous comeback. I don't want to count my chickens, but folks, it was 21-7. Everything going the Lancers' way, and the Husky D, and mainly Kane Santo, has kept them in a game and given them to be in a position to win the game. Excellent concentration. Back to pass again is Birch. Airing it out one-on-one, Sufis, and no. What a great matchup that is. Boswell on Sufis. Did they call pass interference? No, the flag is thrown at the line. That is a great play by Boswell. Absolutely. And we'll see what they call here. They're talking to the Lancers. I believe it's on the Huskies. We'll see what they want to do with it. Again, I like the call. If you're Sufis, the first thing you have to be sure of, if you're not catching the football, make sure Boswell does not come down with the pick. You're not only a wideout in that case, you're a corner too. It's just a straight out one-on-one battle. You're isolating. You say, here you go. Sufis does have some height on him too. Boswell is 5'9". Sufis is up in the 6'2", 6'3" area, I believe. The Husky roster doesn't exactly list height and weight, so Big D, Derek Warwick, CPHS Channel 6. It has been a beauty on Friday the 13th. To pass again. They're going to do the exact same thing, only this time it's with 3 intended receiver Aaron Martindale, but this one is overthrown. That'll bring up second down.
Birch's pass intended for Martindale, incomplete.
Well, now you think, do you get the yardage and see if Sufis's leg can win this game? Keep in mind, too, the Lancers only have 1 timeout left. So really knowing that, do you maybe consider instead running this football? The Bear is behind Bloodhound there. And you know what, Bloodhound? I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't trust him behind you like that. Yeah, see, you wouldn't trust yourself, Bear. If you wouldn't trust yourself, then why would the Bloodhound trust you? That's my question for Chris Orell, who clearly is not listening to what we're saying, where the Bear clearly is. He's got excellent hearing. Shotgun, 2nd and 15, airing it out again for the end zone, and diving try, can't come up with it. Austin Thompson. Do you notice something here? They used every big play wideout they had on 3 consecutive plays. Sufis, Martindale, Thompson, to try and see if they can catch the Lancers sleeping on one of them. Didn't do it. A very big 3rd down play now. And you know what? I have to be honest. I don't agree with all this passing at this stage. If you see they've got 1 timeout, do you not run twice? Do you not make him use this? I think you do. Sure, it's an attacking offense, but you got to manage the game. Birch, good block, has all day to throw it. They step up to catch it, Sufis, but he's going to lose yards. Down to the 25, it's going to be 4th down. I'm not sure that pass was intended originally for Sufis. He was kind of coming across the field in the same area that Damian Hack was. And I'm not sure that pass was intended for Hack. If you're wondering, they've done a lot of screen passes tonight, the Huskies, and most of them have worked. Not only that, but a lot of passes in the flat as well. What do the Huskies do here now? That's the question. 4th down. Do they think Sufis can hit it from this far out? It's a 42-yarder. I think he is. He's coming out to try and possibly win this game for the Huskies. This will be from 42. We saw Courtemanche a minute ago give them their 24th point, the Lancers 24th, on a 52-yarder. Can Sufis hit from 42? We have a timeout. Huskies. So that moves the Huskies down to 1 timeout. Just like the Lancers, there you see the scoreboard. Under 2 to play. Deadlocked. Very important Mac Blue game. The Lancers are 0-1 in the Mac Blue. They're 0-2 overall. They lose this, they'd go 0-2 in the division. Right, Paul Camphouse, sir? Right, Big D. That's Mr. Big D to you. All right. White stripes again. 7 Nation Army. The band loving it. One of the better football games I've seen at this stadium. Because it had everything. It had the drama. It had the comeback. Can the home team finish the comeback? Interesting to call the timeout and let Sufis think about it a little more. Usually kickers don't like to think about it. Here we go, folks. Sufis from 42. It's down. Sufis, it's up. And got it through. Andrew Sufis is good from 42. And the Huskies love it. We have seen some long field goals in this game. That's not quite 52, but who cares? Huskies have overcome a 21-7 deficit. Wow. That's all you can really say is wow. Since it was 21-7, the scoring is 20-3 in favor of the Huskies. Sufis nails her. How about it? Yes, indeed. I don't know if I've ever seen a team start as badly tonight as the Huskies did. Do I blame Friday the 13th? You're darn right I do. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And have them completely battle back to a state of almost dominance. It's almost unheard of. If this ever happened at the professional level, you would question so much. Right on down the wire, similar to the Lions beating the Dallas Cowboys a couple years ago when Dallas had them by 30 plus. Detroit comes back, they win the game. You question everything. When you have momentum, scoring everything, and lose, it's craziness. And that's what the state of this game was in the first. Look out here. Kick returning, tripped up 45, down 47. And it's a good thing that Tyler Rothel made the tackle. Here's the thing, though. You got to think about this, okay? They're at the 45 now, their own 45. They really only have to go about 20 yards to get into Courtemanche's range to tie this game. Now, if you're just joining us, by the way, that's your fault. But if you're just joining us, you can say, come on, Big D, you're lying. No, the kid has a 52-yard field goal. Right, Josiah Kreidler, Nirvana? Yes. Courtemanche is the quarterback. It's a late pitch. Huskies don't buy it. Brandon Adair. Strong guy. How strong? Strongman competition strong. He's Ford Tough strong. How about that? Shotgun. Play looked dead from the get-go. That's going to be picked off. Husky ball, 9. Artez Hadley.
Courtemanche's pass intercepted.
We need to see a replay of this because if you look at the number of players who weren't moving with any kind of effort at all when this play began, it's almost like they didn't know the play was going. Both teams. Well, he threw that right to the Huskies secondary, and it's over. Because now you're looking at 3 or 4 kneels. You're looking at 1 timeout. They can't stop the clock, folks. They're out of time. Are the Huskies going to kneel? Just run the football, perhaps. This is Hack, yes.
Hack, the ball carrier.
And the key now for Hack, just hang on to the ball. They use their final timeout, and they do it immediately. But you know what? They're still going to be out of time. The Huskies are going to win this football game. And what a win it would be. In terms of quality wins, for Coach Pat Connell, this is right up there for best I've ever witnessed his team make. Because you got to think about how he came back. Well, not him personally, but he had a big deal to do with it. He was the coach. But his team came back from being down 21-7. I can't believe the effort. Andrew Sufis boots it through. But again, it's a case of not giving up when it looks like, all intents and purposes, you're going to. No, they didn't give up. They kept going, and props to that defense. Kane Santo, I tell you, at this level, seldom have I seen a linebacker play like that. From the big D to you, it's all about that right there, Hart. Great job, 52. Absolutely. Second down, Birch to the outside. Just go down, yes, exactly. It's a sack, they get credit for it. Loss of a ton of yards, 81, Nick Humphreys. But this is what you do because they're out of timeouts. The Huskies can run one more play and it's over. This is it. And they know that. That's why Birch goes down there. There you see the play a minute ago. Brandon Adair. What a great win, folks. Top to bottom. Coach Connell, well done, sir. Well done. I've talked to him before. Great guy, aggressive guy, certainly an excellent coach. And they're going to dump him with Gatorade. I see them running over with Gatorade. Final 15 seconds, are they going to be able to get him with Gatorade? Coach Connell, well, they're coming over to try and get him. Are they going to get him? He's jumping up. He loves it, but are they going to give him a soak? No, he gets away from it. Now they force him to take it. How about that at the end, folks? The Huskies have done it. They've battled back from 21-7. Different team, folks. Different year. Great aggressive defense, and 52 has never looked better. Big D, Derek Wark, for the entire staff of CPHS Channel 6. Man, we saw a wild one. I told you, folks, I called it at halftime. Get your popcorn ready. We'd see a dandy, and we did. The final score tonight, the Huskies 27, the Lancers 24. In a word, wow. Take care, folks, and congrats, Port Huron Northern.